Shifali, what I propose is, many participants have come. So if you can start with just the introduction part about Young Minds, and then something about Faridabad Management Association, and then finally about me. By that time, it will already be 5:05. Does that suit you?
Yeah, I was just waiting for another minute, but yes, we can always start.
Yeah,
So, Mr. Tyagarajan being the eldest member of the group, so before starting any webinar, I just take his permission. So, Tyagarajan sir, can we start?
fabulous.
So once he says yes, either at the
Sure,
chat box, then I start.
sure.
I'll just like to request all the participants to please stay on mute, and we can just start with the, I'll just start. Has he
Then they
replied?
can also switch off their cameras if need be, no?
Yeah, has he replied? I'm just waiting for his chat. No, he hasn't. Tyagarajan sir, can we start? We already have almost 30 participants and gradually more will join. Is he there or has he left?
He doesn't seem to be there, otherwise he would have responded.
He's there. Okay, so let me start. Namaskar and good evening, India. We have people from all parts of the country, be it Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi, NCR, Rajasthan. I, Shefali Sangal, on behalf of Young Minds, NHS service provider, and Faridabad Management Association, welcome you all to this webinar evening. Faridabad Management Association, and IMA affiliate, provides a forum to all its members for networking, interacting, and enriching their professional knowledge. Various talks, presentations, and interactive sessions by reputed and learned speakers from all the areas are organized for knowledge and upgradation. Mr. V. Tyagarajan as Executive Director and Mr. Abhay Kapoor as President have been putting a lot of efforts for Faridabad Management Association members by bringing renowned speakers. And this is very clearly visible also because we on demand, we have been doing repeated webinars also with the same speaker and with the same topic. So it clearly says that the kind of sessions they have been organizing and conducting, they are highly appreciated and are in demand. So while I was talking to Mr. Tyagarajan a couple of days back, that this COVID has given us a reason to be present digitally so that we can get to know more and more people, we can get connected with the people. You know, there's a common say, jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai. So dikhane ke liye, bechne ke liye, we have to be visible. That's how we got connected with our speaker of the day, Ms. Divya Shlokam. Divya, welcome you to this special evening of this webinar associate organized by FMA and Young Minds. Divya brings with her 20 plus years of rich industry experience. She's a LinkedIn expert and helps individuals, people, organizations to build their brand effectively at LinkedIn. It's a digital word, it's a word of branding and visibility. She has helped so many professionals in creating their brand, bringing out their own creativity, and many more such things. So before meeting her, I never knew that LinkedIn is such a powerful tool. Even I updated my LinkedIn banner day before yesterday only. So let's hear out today Ms. Divya Shlokam, what she has to say and what learnings she gives us today. So thank you again, Divya, for joining us today, and the audience is all yours. We are waiting for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for being here. Now I would request you all, first of all, to mute your mic and mute your video as well, because when we'll have a question and answer session, then I would love to see your faces, listen to your voice. And I'll start this session. It is a comprehensive practical session. So I expect you to stay back for almost 1.5 hours. I'll try to complete it in 1.5 hours. Why? Because this is a 2 days comprehensive program I do for top industry leaders, CEOs and CXOs of large organizations. But during the COVID times, I decided that enough is enough. I need to reach out to more people so that they can become LinkedIn smart and leverage LinkedIn to the fullest. So then, because we all understand, webinars are the thing of at most 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. So then I decided, okay, let's compress it to 2 hours. And then finally, Shefali gave me the ultimatum that no, at FMA you have to do it for 1.5 hours. So I'll try to do the entire justice. For that, I'll have to literally take the program little faster. That's the reason I insisted on early introduction and starting the program well on time. So do expect to become a chief clarity officer of your professional life today. You may be wondering, Divya, we are already chief clarity officers of our professions. That's why we are where we are already, right? So, but for the timing for next 1.5 to 2 hours, I would like you to take that role formally, because once you become very clear who you are, what you're doing, and how do you want to use LinkedIn, you will be able to utilize it well. Okay, so let's start the training program. So during the program, we are going to understand what circle of influence, what is the meaning of visibility, credibility, and desirability of your personal brand. That means we'll also understand what personal branding is. You might have heard the term earlier. Your identity is your brand. Today we'll talk about it. Personal brands are the future of branding. We'll talk about it. How come Anand Mahindra has got more followers than Mahindra Rise? Because Mahindra Rise is the entire group, is something like Reliance, but it does have more money in total. Still, Anand Mahindra has got more followers, right? So we'll talk about it, why personal brands are becoming so strong today. Then we'll talk about LinkedIn facts, which you must be knowing, and these facts will trigger you to think and rethink about LinkedIn. So then we'll talk about LinkedIn as a social media platform, used for predefined purposes. Somebody's mic is on.
Just request everybody to be on mute, please.
Okay, so LinkedIn is the only social media platform where people come with different predefined purposes. For example, if you take a case of Facebook and Instagram, you go to the platform with a laid back personal perspective. Okay, I need to share sometimes I need to show off, sometimes I need to update my friends and people, right? Still somebody's mic is on. Okay, but LinkedIn is such thing wherein people have predefined objectives. Some people go to LinkedIn for job search. Some go to LinkedIn for looking at the news feed, right? Some people go to LinkedIn for updating themselves as to what their colleagues or industry experts are doing. Some people go to LinkedIn to see the rich content that they would like to study about their domain or their field. Right? So everybody's I still feel that the mic is on. Can you all check your own mics, please? Because
or you can do one more thing. You can mute everybody from your end as well.
Yeah, Shefali, I think muted me also. Okay,
I unmuted you.
okay. So that's a great setting. So like LinkedIn is the only thing where people come with different objectives, and these objectives are already predefined, right? So somebody is coming for generating leads, somebody is coming for building their personal brand and establishing their influence. So that's why LinkedIn is so different. Now we'll also cover LinkedIn profile features. So I'll take you through LinkedIn profile. We'll go to each setting, we'll go to each feature, and we'll understand why these features are so very important. What kind of changes should you make, right? So then we'll talk about content and posting. A lot of stuff has been said around content. Sometimes people are confused about the conceptual understanding of content, what content is. Everybody says content is king, context is queen, but when we define things meticulously, then we are able to reach to the conclusion and improve those things, right? And then we'll talk about pillars of VCG, importance of recommendations, and network is your net worth today. And I'll talk about 3 times giving and 1 time taking. We'll talk about beyond LinkedIn, and I would love to take your feedback on contact@divishlokamcom.com. So a lot to cover. So I'll take you quickly about conceptual framework first, which will be about 15-20 minutes. And then I'll take you practically to all those LinkedIn aspects, which I have spoken in conceptual framework. Now, this is a gentleman called Dr. Naresh Trehan. He is the chairperson of Medanta. And most of us know he's a cardiologist. Whether you go to schools, you will find him as chief guest. You go to colleges, you will find him as chief guest. You go to professional forums, you'll find him as one of the keynote speakers. You go to corporates, you'll find him as, addressing CXOs and CEOs in the organization. So he is so visible. That means we should learn and understand that, okay, today visibility sells. Jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai. In no case I'm saying that Dr. Naresh Trehan is not competent, but along with his competency, he is a work-facing leader, He's facing his work, he's competent, but he's also a world-facing leader. So today, if you are into the HR, you will agree with me, there are two kinds of competencies primarily. One is the work-facing competency, your core competency, and another is the world-facing competency. That means how do you establish yourself as a unique brand, right? So we'll come to it. Now, let's also understand the case study of some of the famous cardiologists of AIIMS, Dr. Amit, Dr. Om Murthy, Dr. Navneet, Dr. Umesh Gupta. I don't think so any of us have heard these names. These are not very common names. But when I talk about Dr. Naresh Trehan, this is so common name, Even our own kids also know Dr. Naresh Trehan somehow, somewhere. So that's the power of being visible. So if you are more visible, you will start getting more growth opportunities by default, because your visibility builds your credibility. Are these not credible doctors? Are they not competent in their own, are they not efficient in their own work? They may be even more competent work-wise than Dr. Naresh Trehan. But his credibility is built more in our minds because he's been more visible. Isn't it? If you agree with me, please write yes in chat box. I would like it to be, a little interactive. So do you agree that if you are more visible for the right reasons, it will gradually build your credibility? And if you write yes, I'll proceed ahead. You may have your own reasons to share. We will talk about it. So sure. Thank you. Let's proceed ahead. This group is so quick, you value the time. Okay, so we are going to talk about visibility, credibility, and desirability. Now we have spoken about what visibility is. Visibility is that you are being visible, not just with your work, but also with the insights, with the thoughts, with the perspectives, with the vision that you have, with the cause that you have, for the purpose you are here. You're also visible, not just online, but also offline, not just in your defined, circle, but also beyond your existing circle. You may be visible currently in your organization, but have you thought, okay, I need to be more visible outside my organization, in my industry domain? If you are already visible in your industry domain, then you need to think, I need to be more visible now, maybe beyond my industry, in other industries as well. If you're already visible in other industries, then you got to think about, I need to be more visible outside my country. So now, whether you are a business owner, you are an entrepreneur, you are a professional, whoever you are, we can learn from Dr. Naresh Trehan. He being a doctor, doctors hardly worry about their visibility. He being a doctor, he's been visible consistently for last 25 years. It's not a day's game. So that's the power of understanding of visibility. And now he's built his credibility, which has brought the pull effect to his credibility. And this pull effect, that means now he is pulling all those opportunities. I have even heard that people who want to get surgery, if they do not have money for surgery, of their heart surgery, they even sell their houses to get treatment from Dr. Naresh Trehan. But they say, Dr. Naresh Trehan se hi surgery karani hai. That's the power he is creating. That's his desirability, right? So there comes a stage, these are stages. So there comes a stage when you will have generated that kind of desirability, and it will have pull effect, right? Somebody's camera is on. Can I request them to switch off your cameras, please? Or Shefali, if you can help everybody's cameras to be switched off. This distracts the attention. So this is a circle of influence. Now what happens is we all operate under some circles of influence. You know, when we are born, we are kids, you know, we are brought up with our family, we influence them and they influence us, right? So we operate in that circle of influence. Similarly, we go to schools, we have friends, so we influence them and they influence us. Then our circle expands, we come to jobs or business, then we influence a set of people in our job and they influence us in job or business. Then nowadays, since social media has come, so there's hardly any gap, whether you are in school or college, you will have a side-by-side circle. So you will be impacting people in your social networks and you will get impacted. Imagine the kind of videos that you see in your social media networks. Imagine the kind of news you listen. Imagine the kind of insights you take. So everything is impacting you and you are impacting everything, right? So then finally, like for example, our country leaders and politicians, gradually they shift from social media network to they understand that I need to now influence public at large. So now what I would like you to think is, you think of your target audience. Who would you like to influence through the use of social media, particularly LinkedIn? Like you may say, okay, Divya, I want to use LinkedIn and I want to create impact on students. So students is your target audience. That's the circle of influence you would like to touch upon. Some people will say, I want to get a job, my next level opportunity. So maybe HR heads or maybe CEOs of some organizations, or maybe my domain experts are the people I want to create. So I would like you to write in chat section one or two circles of influence that you think, your target audience. Who do you want to impact on LinkedIn? What's your purpose of having come to LinkedIn, right? Quickly write, so we'll proceed ahead. Okay, so people have started writing. Do engage as much as you can. I'll read everybody's comments. You know, this is how we learn in 1.5 hours. Otherwise, you'll just listen to me and go back, not implement anything. Great. So perfectly fine. Everybody will have their own agenda, right? So I have understood your circle of influence now. Now, what you got to do is, like, remember Dr. Naresh Trehan, initially he came back from America to India in 1980s. And then he realized, my God, nobody knows me in India. How do I start creating my impact? So that's how he started reaching out to newspapers and channels, because his wife was a journalist. So she supported him. But nowadays we have got free media, which is social media channels, right? So initially you have to do some push actions to build your credibility, and then that pull growth will automatically come. So push VCD has to be done. For example, today you decide after the program, okay, Divya, I've understood the entire concept of LinkedIn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start writing 2 or 3 liner posts every single day on LinkedIn. I may not see the results. It's like when we start to lose weight, you know, we don't lose weight within just 2 days. We see the results in 6 months time. So is the case with LinkedIn. So if you are consistent enough, if you are pushing that VCD on LinkedIn, so you will start to see results in 3 months, and in 6 months, you'll get fair amount of good results. So that is the kind of push actions. Then you also think, okay, now I'll also start applying to various other professional forums as a speaker opportunities. Okay, I'll also start, you know, searching for various awards that I think I can fill. So these are the kind of, you know, visibility, credibility, and desirability actions I will start putting in. So that's called push VCD. Now this is the pull VCD, right? So I told you, once you start doing that push VCD, pull impact will come. Nowadays, I'm getting messages in my inbox, you know, from different countries that, hey, I am, you know, the executive director of so-and-so organization, and I have worked in 3 continents, and can you help me build my personal brand using LinkedIn? So that's the power of pull VCD. Had I not been visible globally, people would have not known me, and hence they would not have given me the business. So it's not just, you may say, okay, Divya, fine, you're a businesswoman or entrepreneur, but I'm just a professional. So in fact, professionals need more visibility than entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs somehow know how to make money. But for professionals to climb up that corporate ladder with lot of competition, they have to distinguish themselves. They have to become distinct. So how do you become distinct? Now let's shift to personal branding. Is it going okay? Should we proceed ahead? If you write yes, I'll proceed ahead. Yeah, great, wonderful. Okay, so personal branding is, let's consider HR managers, right? So in India, there is a figure called stock market exchange figure. In India, 5,50,000 companies are registered on BSE index. That means these are big organizations. They will at least have 5 HR people, right? So let's consider 5 HR managers, including the top people also. So 5,50,000 into 5. So even if we calculate 5 lakh into 5 is 25 lakh people. Do you see? Is my calculation all right? If it is not, we can take 10 lakh figure. So you are competing among those 10 lakh people. If I have to recognize you as a person, as a brand, what's so special about you? What's so special about your physical dimensions? What's so special about your mental dimensions? We'll talk about it. And what's so special about your values or spiritual dimension? Now let's take the case of Hitler and Mahatma Gandhi. These are two big brands. They are brands, right? And if we look at Hitler, you know, we all remember small mustaches here, fair face, slim trim, violence on his face, right? So this is all his physical dimension. He is also always wearing suit. So this is what we have seen in the movies. When we talk of Mahatma Gandhi as a personal brand, we see his physical aspects as wearing that round spectacles and having that danda in his hand, and special style of wearing his clothes and lean body. So these are the physical dimensions people are going to recall about you. That's why you'll notice most of the corporate brands or big ministers, they all have a set pattern of their physical dimensions. They'll have a same style of hairstyle. They'll have same style of speaking, walking, and all that. So through these dimensions, they distinguish themselves, right? Now, what is mental dimension? Mental faculty is the kind of thoughts you think, the ideas, the perspectives, the comprehension of the ideas into the words or expressions, and the way you convince or persuade others. These are all mental faculties, and these distinguish you from other HR leaders or HR managers. So if you have something unique in that which people can recall, so you will become in all likelihood a brand. Wikipedia's definition says brand for a common man or a layman is equal to identity, right? I shall repeat it. Wikipedia's definition of branding says brand is equal to identity. So how people are able to identify you from others is primarily in layman's language, your personal branding. Now let's consider, value system. I said the spiritual aspect of your brand. We clearly remember that Hitler stands for violence and Gandhiji stands for ahimsa, non-violence. So these are two distinguished values that we can recall. So similarly, you may be thinking one strongest value of your life that has helped you sail so far. I shall repeat it. If you have to define your brand, think of one strongest value in your life. एक ऐसा संस्कार सोचिए जिसने आज तक आपको जिंदगी के उतार और चढ़ाव में खड़े रखा. For me, it is hand holding support. I'm very strong in hand holding support. Whoever becomes my client or whoever I associate with, I ensure that unless I am hand holding them. I won't leave them. For example, in today's session, I'm making everything very clear to you, and then I'm proceeding. I'm asking, shall I proceed? Yes, no, right? So now in chat section, you're going to write what is that one strongest value. For somebody, it can be patience. For someone, it can be support, whatever. Please write एक ऐसा संस्कार जिसने आपको जिंदगी के उतार चढ़ाव में आज तक खड़ा रखा है. Wait, think it over. Yeah, and you'll know it for sure. आज तक इस चीज ने साथ दिया मेरा. Yeah, I want more people to write their views. Come on. Yeah, there are 50 people, 50 views. Great. Fabulous. Fabulous. Yeah, think it over. I'm giving you more, 10 seconds more, right? Maybe you can write 2 more values, 1 more value. Great. So this is what is going to distinguish you from 25 lakh people of same domain in the industry today. So that's called personal brand. Now, how do people start recognizing you as a brand is the moment, you know, Jeff Bezos, Amazon's owner says, if somebody is talking to you in another room about you, you know, that they recall few things about you, that's your personal brand. Who you are, what you stand for, what you do, right? Primarily 3 questions for a layman. It's okay, you may be HR head of an organization, but for the time being, you are a layman for understanding personal brand. We are not going into the intricacies of it, otherwise we'll miss on the important part of LinkedIn, right? So who you are, what you do, what you stand for is your personal brand for the time being, for understanding. Okay, so we'll proceed ahead. This is what we have defined the physical, mental, and spiritual aspects. And believe you me, spiritual is the thing which will help you define your personal brand much stronger than any other person. You name Narayan Murthy, you name Ratan Tata, you name, Ambani, you name anybody, you will be able to recognize their spiritual aspects first of all. You will be able to recall. And that's what builds your personal brand, right? So now let's understand that in order to leverage LinkedIn, you will have to think yourself as a brand, that I am a brand. Before I proceed ahead, I would like to show 1 or 2 more slides. Now this is Elon Musk, right? Each one of us knows him. He's from Tesla. He's the owner of Tesla. He has got 30 million followers on Twitter. Now you got to decide which is the platform suitable for you. For such level of people, Twitter is a value proposition. On LinkedIn, they have to write long format content, and they want to not just impress professionals through LinkedIn, they also want to impress common public at large. That's why they have gone on Twitter, right? So, but then his company has just got 4.8 million, roughly 50 lakh followers on, Twitter. Now, I want to ask you a question. Does Tesla not have enough money that it can create its own brand? हिंदी में बोले तो क्या टेस्ला के पास पैसे नहीं है कि वो अपनी ही कंपनी के फॉलोअर्स और ज्यादा बढ़ा सके? और ऐसा क्या खास है एलॉन मस्क में कि उनके इतने सारे हो गए फॉलोअर? Why? Because people want to follow people. They want to follow leaders. They don't want to follow willingly the companies. Therefore, it's always advisable for all big organizations, especially the HR heads are sitting here. It's always advisable for you to start building your top leaders as personal brands also. That's a value proposition. For example, today Elon Musk decides that, okay, one company I've opened Tesla, tomorrow I open Shefla, and then maybe after a year I open Khosla. So he has 3 companies. So he doesn't need to create different identity. Of course, companies will have their own brand experts and they will do that. But whichever company he keeps opening, he will create branding for these companies too. So supposingly, if your marketing head is a brand in himself, if your HR head is a brand in himself, they will give leverage to their existing organizations. So that's the power of personal branding. That's why it's important. Whichever company you work with, you create your own brand as well. right? So let's take another important case. Now this is Mahindra Rise, right? I told you Anand Mahindra has got 70 lakh people following him on Twitter, and his own company just 10 lakh people following. So Mahindra Rise has got more money, we all know, than Anand Mahindra. But these leaders also understand that today is the time of personal brands. That's the reason in the introduction I had written that personal brands are going to be more powerful than business brands. They are the future, right? So let's quickly understand Xiaomi's Manu Kumar Jain, who follows him on LinkedIn. I follow him on LinkedIn, right? So he's got more followers. And these are the typical cases. Kiran Bedi, right? Her NGO is Navjyoti India Foundation, only 2,000 followers on LinkedIn. But she's got 125K followers, right? So humongous figure. And these are some of the big names in LinkedIn. So let's quickly shift back to LinkedIn now, right? So consider for your VCD, visibility, credibility, and desirability, you have got many tools, right? Among them is, media, newspapers, social platforms, professional platforms. But LinkedIn is one such tool which you can leverage strategically to build your personal brand and boost your VCD. Is everything clear so far? Should we proceed ahead? Quickly tell me, please. My God, half an hour is gone. Okay, so we'll proceed ahead. So we have understood that now we are going to understand LinkedIn from a strategic viewpoint. कि ये हमारे किस तरह काम आ सकता है. It's just a tool like other tools, right? Now, if I tell you something which is shocking, LinkedIn is nowadays more powerful than any big media news channel in the world. You name CNN, you name CNBC, this has got more authenticity, more power. Why? Because number one, LinkedIn is free as of now. If you start to feature yourself on some HR show of big, media channels, they will shell out a lot of money from you. But if you start your own company show or your own videos like Ankur Variku does, 1 minute, 2 minute videos, it doesn't charge anything from you. It rather promotes you more, right? For free of cost. And second thing, all the CEOs, if you want to reach out to CEOs, CXOs, HR heads, then obviously you'll have to shell out money on that media. But if you strategize little bit, you will be directly on their mobile, right? So my Hindi formula for VCD is, जब मेरा target audience अपने mobile पे हो, तो मैं भी उसके mobile पे हूँ. The moment my target audience is on his screen, I also got to be on his screen. What does it mean? That means if you're posting something, your post should be such that whoever you want to target, that it should reach out to these kind of people. So if they are scrolling through, you should be visible and they should be able to stop. Okay, his or her post has come. What's the value addition today? So I keep getting in inbox messages, most of the industry leaders, top industry leaders would have apprehensions in writing comments, but they'll send you inbox messages that, hey Divya, I'm very influenced with your power of LinkedIn, your understanding of LinkedIn. Keep sharing. I may not be able to comment regularly, but then I love your content. So that's the power of LinkedIn. That's why I keep saying it's more powerful than any newspaper, any business newspaper today. Right? So let's quickly understand the concepts of, some facts. LinkedIn was started in 2003, everybody knows, with 10 members. About 17 years, 2020, LinkedIn has got 67 crore people, right? And it was bought by Microsoft in 2016. Now, LinkedIn has got 30 crore active monthly users, right? And out of which 40%, let's say, even if we hypothetically take 15 crore globally, people are coming to LinkedIn every single day. That means you have the potential, if you fill all 30,000 connections quickly, step by step. So at least you have the potential to reach out to 30,000 among those 15 crore people who are active every day, right? So 90 million senior level influencers and 63 million senior decision makers. Now, this is important fact I would like to highlight. Let's say you want to get a job, you want to build your own brand, You want to create your visibility and credibility. You want to establish yourself as a thought leader. You want to get a generate leads for your business. You want to do anything. You would want to look up to all those senior authorities, wouldn't you? Right? So you want to influence them. So you have got 9 crore senior level influencers. These include CEOs of top ranking organizations, vice presidents, executive directors, board of directors, everybody, right? And then 6.3 crore, this is 9 crore, right? 6.3 crore decision makers on LinkedIn. So that means tomorrow, if you want to get into coaching business, or you already have your own coaching business, so you have got this user base which is in decision making capability. They can make decision about your job. They can make decision about leads that you generate to convert them into the sales. They can make decision about recommending them to their super bosses. They can recommend you to their super bosses. Do you understand? So they are the key decision makers on LinkedIn. That's the reason I wanted to highlight these facts. That's the case for LinkedIn. You should be and you must be on LinkedIn. Now, see the huge gap. Only 3 million, 30 lakh people are actually, posting content every week. I'm not even talking about every day. Huge gap. 67 crore लोग जो हैं वो इसको लिंक्डइन को यूज कर रहे हैं, और सिर्फ 30 लाख लोग ऐसे हैं जो हर हफ्ते लिंक्डइन के ऊपर पोस्ट करते हैं. So if you are the first mover in LinkedIn in India, imagine the kind of humongous growth you will have in about a year's time. When I became very active on LinkedIn in 2019. I did not know that very few content creators were on LinkedIn. And I became very popular because I was consistent in giving value add, right? So is the case with other content creators. Okay, so in India, about 6 crore people are using LinkedIn. So in 2019 October, when I was delivering training to top industries about LinkedIn, in-person training, then the number was 4 crore. So within couple of months, can you see in 2026 crore? So increasing so fast. Okay, so 27% of Americans use LinkedIn. Why am I telling you these facts? Is because this will help you understand why LinkedIn is to be used strategically. So when you think of LinkedIn, no, you should think LinkedIn as global. So LinkedIn is no local. LinkedIn में local का कोई काम ही नहीं है. You should have global connections. You should have global impact. You should have global networking. You should have global content, and you should have global impact. So if you can imagine, out of all 100 people who use LinkedIn, 27% of America's people are using LinkedIn. So if you want to go global, you want to impact Americans, right? And now last important fact I want to tell you is 45% of LinkedIn users globally. That means out of all 100 people, 45 people are earning actually 50 lakh rupees per annum. So if you want to get into coaching business, if you want to influence people, that's the target audience on LinkedIn. Intellectual, qualified, thirsty for great content, thirsty for great insights. Be it, let it be coming from students, let it come from junior managers, let it come from industry leaders. They are looking for great content. We'll talk about content later, right? So far, how is it going? If you say, please proceed ahead, write yes, otherwise I'll stick here only. Sure. So we are proceeding. Okay, so now let's come straight to LinkedIn facts. I mean, we have covered LinkedIn. I would like you all to open your own LinkedIn accounts. Anyone who doesn't have a LinkedIn account, please let me know. Say write no if you do not have. So I know if somebody doesn't have LinkedIn account. Don't write yes, just write no if you don't have LinkedIn account. Okay, so understood. Everybody, okay, everybody has got. Have you opened your account? Let's proceed. Now let's consider, before we proceed to understanding your LinkedIn account, let's consider LinkedIn as a mega global mall, right? So it's a mega global mall which has given shop to you. It has given a free shop to you that, okay, you come You are a professional, right? On second floor, all professionals are there. You're a coach, okay. On third floor, all coaches are there. You're an entrepreneur, okay. On first floor, all entrepreneurs are there, right? And in this mall, each one can go to others' shops, right? So you are the customer and you are the seller. Now, what is sales? What is selling is? Selling is simply persuasion, that you are able to persuade others to, agree to your idea, thought, perspective, or to agree to your, products or your services. That's it. Sales is nothing. It's not big hawa. It's just persuading others, right? So you are a persuader who's been given a shop in LinkedIn Mall, right? It's a global mall. People from America and then Canada, everybody is there. So now we'll understand this from that perspective. Let's go to this section, right? Click here. Now what's happening is, all your shop has got all glass walls, right? So supposingly what happens when we go to mall and we see, okay, nothing is on the front, so we ignore and we move, thinking that this shop is not open. This is what happens when you do not put a profile photo on LinkedIn. Fortunately, mostly people are now putting their profile photo, but even if it is vice president of an organization and he didn't bother to put his profile photo, you will not bother to go to his profile. You will rather doubt whether it is the genuine profile or a spam, right? So profile photo is important. Now imagine you are given that shop and you want to, showcase best so that your footfalls, your buyers can come into your shop, right? So your front has to be good. So your photo has to be pleasant. If you're wearing dark color clothes, your background must be plain and light color. So people want to see your face, your facial features very clearly. Up till chest, your photo can be, or up till shoulder, your photo can be. Of course, you will say, no, Divya, some people put their photo with their, half up till their, the size of half their body. That's perfectly fine. But these are good standards, good practices to follow. If you're wearing light color clothes in your photo, then your background should ideally be dark and plain. If you get textured backgrounds or too much, natural settings or something like that, it distracts the attention. Wouldn't you want to write in your shop, that has been given to you free of cost on that glass door, very clearly who you are, what you do, right? So is the case with LinkedIn. So, and when you get a photo clicked, get the help of some other person, even if it is mobile photo, and please keep your photo latest, not later than 1 year old. I have seen people have put 10 years old photographs. So when I get to talk to them on video calls, I get shock of life. My God, they look so different, right? This is latest photo of mine, about 6 months. So ensure that you keep changing. If not 6 months, at least a year, every year you keep changing, right? So, and it should be pleasant looking. What if I stand like this and get the photo clicked? You wouldn't like, would you? Right? So it has to be pleasant looking. If you don't want to smile too broad, it may not sound that professional in your domain. Fine, you can at least, vibrate that little smile so that it looks pleasant, clean, hygienic. That's it, right? So it automatically becomes stylish. So this is about your photo. We have just got to learn light clothes, dark background, dark clothes, light background, at least 4 to 5 feet away from the wall. It creates depth. Otherwise it will look like this, right? And then pleasant looking photo, little smile, everybody likes. Now understand, you see roadside hoardings, right? So imagine LinkedIn is all giving platform, right? So it's so liberal. It has given you a big hoarding, which is in blue color, and you have left it blank. So you have lost the opportunity of creating your personal brand or your visibility. Do you know human attention span has reduced to 8 seconds, and goldfish is better than us? She still has got 9 seconds attention span. So anybody coming to your profile, please write, if you're maintaining diary with you, that I am given just 4 seconds to look at my profile. Anybody coming to my profile should get a hook within 4 seconds of visiting my profile. So if you're leaving your, hoarding blank, so imagine on your door, you have pasted a good think about your brand, but your entire front wall is empty. So nobody knows whose shop is it, was it meant for. So in the banner, and it's got 5 times the size of your profile photo. Do you see? So LinkedIn is giving you a free real estate property which you are not using, right? So in banner, what should you include is anything that reflects your personal brand. It can be your awards and achievements, your accolades. This distinguishes you from other HR professionals or other entrepreneurs, other people in your domain, right? Uh, any trainings or speaking opportunities you have given, 2 3 photos are good enough, because I'm a coach, so I wanted to show off that I've won these awards, delivered training, so I had put this. And then you can write one key statement also. That can be your belief system. For example, one HR head has put in his banner, um, uplift others to lift yourself up, right? So that's what his banner says, along with 2 3 award winning photographs or something, right? So that immediately creates that hook. My God, wow, this looks like a credible person. Let's move on, isn't it? So you want to create that impression. Now I would like to ask you, do you have any questions so far, or should we proceed ahead? Should we proceed ahead? Proceed. Thank you. Okay, so we have understood about your profile photo. Within 4 seconds, you got to create impact. We have understood about your banner. Now you must be wondering, Divya, how do I create that banner? I don't know, right? So this is a site called Canva, Canvas. We paint on canvas, right? So go to canva.com. It's very user friendly. Within 2 minutes, you will learn everything on Canva. Type LinkedIn banner and you'll get ready-made banners. You just don't need to do anything. Just keep adding some photographs, add words here, and then download. That's it. It's that simple. Even if you say how to make your own banner on LinkedIn, type on Google, you will get Canva's details. So it's very simple. Okay, now let's proceed ahead. We have understood that you got to make a appealing banner, because you want to build your visibility and hence build your credibility. So your banner has to reflect who you are, what you do, what you stand for, your awards and achievements. It can also represent one big organization. For example, I had seen somebody from IBM had just put IBM's logo on his banner, and that was looking fabulous, right? He was so proud of his own organization. So as HR heads, you can actually take on that responsibility and help your company employees to make a good visibility of them. This will help HR department a lot. We'll talk about it later, right? So now let's come to the headline. LinkedIn gives you limited characters of headline, but if you use it through mobile app, then you get more lines to use. Now, what should a headline look like? A headline should tell it should be catchy. Number one, within 4 seconds, it should create impression. It should be SEO search friendly, right? So search engine optimization friendly. LinkedIn has got its own SEO, credibilities, and you should be able to know which are the keywords in my domain. For example, if you are a recruitment head, you obviously know which are the keywords of your domain, right? So then it should represent that. Number two, it should represent something unique, the value that you add, number one, or the problem that you solve, triggering problem that you solve, number two, or the vision, perspective, or dreams that you fulfill of people. What kind of aspirations do you fulfill? So three things can be reflected: what kind of value add you do, what kind of triggering problems you solve, or the aspirations you fulfill of people. Next thing you can do is add your competencies into it. Make it catchy. For example, what if I am a chef at Hilton Hotel and I write chef at Hilton Hotel? Fine, they read through me. If they liked it, they'll proceed ahead. Otherwise, on the right hand side, there is an option given, people also viewed. So I'll shift there. Okay, fine. But what if I write a chef that ignites taste buds of its clients at Hilton Hotel? I shall repeat it. A chef that ignites taste buds of its clients at Hilton Hotel. So he has created a hook, for the reader to stick to his profile. So think of a hook idea. Now write in chat section which are the hook ideas you have for your profile. Obviously it will take time, but initially start thinking. Can you write in profile section 2-3 hook letter words, that create hook? Yeah, think of adding value, solving problem, key strength that uniquely defines you. Revenue generation, great. So maybe you can write, for example, what's your designation? Marketing head that generates revenue uh, by breaking records, or that breaks records of revenue generation in the organization. So immediately a hook is created. Anybody visiting your profile will say, okay, what records have you broken? I mean, I'm just giving you example. Taking care of stakeholders. Now, taking care of stakeholders is like our job is to take care of stakeholders, right? So you think of some value addition that you do, or triggering problem of stakeholders that you solve. Risk control. Now, risk control is a common thing. What exceptionally well do you do in risk control? What kind of triggering issues you solve of risk control, right? So headline is the thing, within 4 seconds, either it will make your profile or mar your profile, right? So you want to be extraordinary. Remember, always remember that 5,50,000 BSC registered companies. So your competition is really huge, right? I wish to understand where is the headline here on LinkedIn. Here is the headline just below your photograph. Here is the headline where I have written CEO on a mission to help people. Establishing value driven and performance focused culture. Great initiative. Please give yourself a big hand, right? You have taken initiative at least to start thinking and write. What I propose is, post this session, I have taken the initiative. I can help you with little guidelines. You can send me individual messages. Number 2, I expect from you is, post this session, please send me a mail on contact@divyashlokam.com in case if you wish to have another little session interaction with me, right? I'll help you understand LinkedIn more. And post this session, I would want you to connect with me on LinkedIn and send me a private message. How was your experience of this workshop? Your positive response will help me help more people, right? So great initiative you have taken. Now let's proceed ahead. I also want to ask you, I don't think so I'll be completing it in 1.5 hours. Let me be honest, if I want to give you 100% value of LinkedIn, we have got to cover so much. Is it okay if we extend it a little bit? If you say yes, we'll extend. Great. So we'll extend. Thank you. Permission granted. I was literally worrying, what if I'm not able to give value within 1.5 hours time? Great. Thank you so much. Okay, let's proceed ahead. Now, in each section is an opportunity to build your personal brand, build your authority, even if you're a student. Simon Sinek, he is the leadership authority in the world. And he says, who's a leader? What's the definition of leader? Leader is the one who inspires you to do better and more. That's it. Simple definition. So leader is the one who inspires you to do better and more. So if you're a student, don't worry, you are a leader. That's why in all my posts by default, I write, hey leader. So leader is the one who inspires you to do better and more. So think as a leader, think as a thought leader, that my thoughts should reach out to public, they should add value. Now we have been talking about adding value, adding value, adding value. Nobody has asked me, Divya, what does it mean by adding value? So let's understand the definition very clear, because when we talk of content, we are going to talk a whole lot of stuff about adding value, right? So value addition is, let's say you have come for today's training program. It's not free. You have invested your time and attention on this program, right? Your time and attention could have been invested elsewhere, but you chose to come here and invest your time and attention here. Now, second thing is, I have invested my time, attention, expertise, and experience. All the mistakes that I had committed on LinkedIn, I ensure that you do not commit such mistakes. So I transfer my experience to you. So we both have invested something in this exchange of time and attention, right? So if you think that the kind of experience you got and the kind of experience I got, I'm getting some experience through interacting with you, right? You are getting some experience by interacting with me. So if you perceive that you got, you know, better value of what I delivered, your experience was bigger than what I could take from you. That means the experience that you got, the value that you got is bigger than what I could give to you, right? What I got, then that is value addition. I'll repeat, right? So giving experience, if you think giving experience is bigger than taking experience, right? You are taking some experience, right? You're taking some exchange, right? I am giving some exchange. If you think Divya gave me much more than the value of my time and my attention, then that is value addition. So in your organization, if you say I'm a value adding leader, so what does it mean is that company is giving you a salary, it's giving you all the benefits, compensation, everything, promotions. So if you deliver results which are way beyond what company is giving you, then you will be considered a value addition leader or a value addition employee, right? So when you think of your headline, you should think that my headline should reflect something value addition. Two kinds of people want to become your friends always, or you want to make friends with only two kinds of people. You will make friends with me only if, in today's scenario, only if, you know, I can help you solve your triggering problems. You would love to follow me because I help you solve your triggering problems, or I help you achieve those aspirations that you have been wanting, isn't it? Let's talk about personal friendships, official friendships, any associations. If there is a gain by means of either solving your triggering problems, समस्याओं का हल मिलता है, तो वहां अटेंशन जाती है, वहां दोस्ती जाती है, वहां एसोसिएशन जाती है, और जहां पे आपकी इच्छाएं पूरी होती हैं, आपके सपने पूरे होते हैं, आप वहां फॉलो करना चाहते हैं. सो इन क्लियर कट डेफिनेशन, make your headline such that people are able to relate to you either as a problem solver or as a dream fulfiller or as a value adder. Three things. If this criteria fulfills, that my headline is that catchy, that it is helping people understand any of these three things, you are done, right? You have created that hook. Now let's proceed to ahead, right? Now, most of the people earlier in 2019, I used to visit, they had written in third person. Let's say this is your channel, your platform. Divya has written, Divya is so-and-so and Divya is so-and-so. People come here to interact with you first person. They want to talk to you through your about section. So ensure, ensure that you communicate everything through first person, right? Now, in today's world, stories sell. अगर आप देखेंगे प्रोडक्ट्स और सर्विसेज वाली कंपनीज हैं, स्टोरीज या इमोशंस को सेल कर करके दे आर, यू नो, गिविंग यू द प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सर्विसेज. So if you can write little story about yourself, I'm not saying that I was born in this city and then I grew up. Write your growth story. What is growth story? What is life story? Life story is that tells everything about you. People are not interested. Write your growth story. Growth story is a story about events that happened with you that led to your growth. For example, you lost your job about 10 years back and you were jobless 3 months, and that changed your entire thinking. That led you to work even harder at finding jobs. So when you could work so much hard at finding jobs, that was the vision you got, that okay, if in my existing job, if I put not 100% but 1000%, then in all probability nobody will want to kick me out of my job, right? Because I'll become so value adding person. So that led you to your growth as HR head. I'm just giving you an example. So that's your growth story. In your growth story, you are telling about some events in life that had led you to grow to this level. That's what people are interested in. रिमेंबर जब कोई हम स्टोरी सुनते हैं उसका सब कुछ पढ़ रहे होते हैं, वो इस गांव में पैदा हुआ, ये हुआ वो हुआ, एंड देन वी गेट हुक टू दैट वन पर्टिकुलर इंसिडेंट दैट जेंटलमैन शेयर्स, राइट? That is what can be mentioned in your about section, right? Shall we proceed ahead? Are you getting everything? If you say yes, I'll proceed. Thank you. Somebody has written, love your session. Very well said. Thank you. I'm here for this only. Thanks. So now in your about section, ensure that you use SEO based keywords in your domain. You will be able to search it. You can search Google, some SEO based words in HR. So you'll get hundreds of words that are SEO compiled, complied words. And then you got to ensure that you write your competencies. Do not write your entire biodata here. Another mistake people do is they just write about their current organization in about section. It's about you, your life story, your aspects, right? Your thinking, your vision, your philosophy. So do write about your key achievements in terms of projects. Even if those were not projects, you write key achievements in all past jobs that you have done, starting from your career. For example, in my very first job, I got Employee of the Month award. At that time, there was no Employee of the Month, 20 years back. But exclusively, I was so hardworking that Vice President at that time said that she needs to be recognized. So in that month, I was recognized. And from there onwards, every 2-3 months, some other employees were recognized. So that's what. So you got to rethink creatively. I'm not saying do not write anything which is inauthentic. Think authentic, write authentic, communicate authentic. But think, sometimes we have done so much in our lives, so good in our lives, that we tend to forget and we tend to ignore. We can't, we can't clearly think and write what we have done good, better than others. What's so unique about us? So that is what you got to write here, what you have done. So for example, when you get time, you go to my about section and certainly you will be able to read through that I have written that I've consulted top industry leaders, I've consulted these guys, I've consulted top companies worldwide, this blah 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 blah, but I've stitched that into story form so that it doesn't seem to be too much show off, but at the same time I have written down what I have done, right? So this is what. Okay, let's proceed ahead. And besides that, you can go to Google now, search 15 different ways of writing your about section. You'll get n number of articles, right? Okay, so now we come to that mall once again, and we get to see. Now, in that big global mega mall called LinkedIn, a customer comes to your shop, and because it's a glass wall, so he sees, let's say you have a bakery shop, and he looks at the side wala bakery shop and he finds that more attractive, right? So he goes out of your profile, I mean your shop, and he goes to another bakery shop. That is what is happening on LinkedIn, because if you consider it as a mega mall, so it wants all its audience or its footfalls to go to each shop. So that is why they have given this setting on your right hand side of your profile. If you are on desktop, you will be able to see people also viewed. However, if you are looking at your profile through mobile, then you will be able to scroll down and you will be able to see people also viewed. Now what happens with this is, had you put some your own things that you would have created hindrance for them to see through the other shop, they would have stayed back at your shop, right? So is the case with this. So I want to tell you some settings now which are helping you to retain your branding. Otherwise you are losing the power of your profile to somebody else. And if you think carefully, all these names are either your counterparts or your top industry leaders. So LinkedIn want more and more people coming to your profile to also see their profile, right? So now you go to me section and go to settings and privacy. Shefali, is it also getting live casted on YouTube or Facebook by any chance?
So we are recording the session, Divya.
Okay, fine. So this is privacy section 1, 2, 3, 4. Viewers of this profile. I'll tell you again. You went to that round button, me section. Here is account privacy. In privacy, how others see your profile 1, 2, 3, 4. Viewers of this profile. Set it to no forever to safeguard your personal brand, right? So I've set it to no forever. Shall we proceed ahead? I have more settings to tell you. My God, 1 hour is over. Okay, great. Now, second setting is what's happening is sometimes your competitors, your employers, other counterparts also come and see your profile just in order to see who are you all connected with. They'll click here and they'll see all connections and they'll do click, 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 connect, 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 right? So your profile is gone forever. They have shifted to others' profile. You have given them the attention to others' profile, right? So this way also you are losing your privacy, that is your birthright. You're losing your privacy so that people are coming to know who are you all connected with, right? And number two, you're losing your branding. So when I have set it to only me, so again you go to accounts, privacy, 1, 2, 3. Third number, who can see your connections? So I have set it to only me forever. Right. So I'm just in today's session, orientation session, I'm just telling you 2 settings because we have a lot to cover. Now, what I expect you to do is once the session is over at your own ease, preferably early in the morning, sit on LinkedIn, take a look at all the settings and reset whatever you want to set. Please do not click follow button unless you have got 30,000 connections. This mistake initially I had committed and by default many other people are also committing. You know, we get greedy that we'll have more followers, but it doesn't help. So let your connection button, connect button be on connect only and not on follow. So in your LinkedIn settings, you'll be able to see through that. Okay, so we are proceeding ahead. We have covered the banner, we have covered the profile photo, we have covered important settings so that your personal branding is retained. They retain attention to your profile. We have covered how to create hook in your about section. Now let's consider, you know, CNBC and CNN, all these media channels say, okay, we can feature you, but you have to shell out this much money. I don't need to tell you, everybody knows that these are all paid things, right? But LinkedIn is again giving, right? You know, daan pun karne wala hai. So LinkedIn has decided, let me feature some things of all my users, all my members, right? So recently this has included this section which is called featured. Now, what should you feature? I would like you to see very carefully what I have featured. Then I'll show you 2, 3 more case studies. Now, a lot of people, you should take recommendations. I'll talk about it, about recommendations, but a lot of people will not give you recommendations, or you will not want to put their recommendations on your recommendations because LinkedIn gives you only up to 250 recommendations. This is what I've heard, right? So what you can do is in your life, you might have added value to many people, your juniors, your seniors, your your teachers, maybe your volunteers or mentees. You might have coached someone, your vendors, your suppliers, customer, anybody. So you take their feedback in either written or recorded audio or video. So this is what I have added. Once again. Right? So these are some of the testimonials. So the moment somebody knows, I mean, visits my featured section and he sees, my God, HCL's Chief Continuity Officer, right? Spar Markets CHRO, and then another CHRO, then another HSBC's Vice President, then Reliance HR Head, then another company's HR Head. These guys have given recommendations, so they build a credibility towards me. So that's the golden chance. Of course, you may think, okay, Divya, you're a coach, you're a global personality, so these guys have. You just add anybody's feedbacks. So let's say today you have done some good job in your office and your boss is in all gaga mood. He's appreciating you or she is appreciating you. Please request him, sir, can you please write 2 liners for me? That will be a great favor. These lines will there be for me forever. If you can just write me single email. You may say, Divya, that's quite diplomatic. Our bosses may not do it. Remember, we are all sales people and we have to persuade people. So I remember when I started my first training, all were seniors, 20 years back. All senior people were sitting and उनको देखते ही मैंने तो हाथ जोड़ दिए. मैंने कहा मेरी आज पहली ट्रेनिंग है, आप प्लीज सब लोग मेरी खूब मदद कीजिएगा. Thank you so much. And they, my feedback forms were ready, like it is a part of any training, and they gave me fabulous feedback. I still have those feedbacks. Can you imagine? So you got to be little authentic, at the same time little humble and little diplomatic to get these feedbacks. Why am I sharing with you is your visibility brings your credibility. So this credibility has to come from other people's side also. Then you may say, no, Divya, I don't want to do all that. Show me other examples. Okay, let's come. So this is Radhika Gupta. She is a lady with broken neck, right? She appeared in Josh Talks, TED Talks. So she has featured all those things here. Her life stories, her motivational stuff. So you can feature any conference you have been at. So you can feature 1 or 2 minutes clipping of that conference. Any awards you have given, you can feature there. Any awards you have won, you can feature those clips. Right? Okay, let's quickly proceed here. We are falling behind the schedules. So you can feature some of the articles. You can even feature some posts that have done well, right? That have been received well. So that's the power of featured section. It will highlight to your audience. Okay, let's proceed ahead. Now this is your dashboard. It is your scorecard. How have you been, doing with the LinkedIn? For example, 4280 people have viewed my profile. Now, what does this give you for your personal branding is, let's see, I see that this person is not connected with me. He is senior HR resources, right? So I get the opportunity to connect back to him. Now, another big mistake people do is immediately when they see, wow, these people visited my profile, they saw me, they write them a message. I know you visited my profile. No. So let's get connected. Don't do this mistake, right? You should be able to send them the message not 10 minutes after they saw your profile, but after a day's time, after about 24 hours time. Why? Because then this will not reflect your, impatience. They'll not get that impression, oh, so he or she is always looking at the dashboard, who saw, her profile. So, and then write them a message that I would like to get connected to you if they are not connected. If connected, I believe in networking, and in the networking calls, I would love to exchange value. So in the networking calls, I get to know something about your industry updates, your domain updates, and I get to share something about my domain updates. If that suits you, I'll be happy. This is my WhatsApp number. Please feel free to call. Now in the chat section, I'm going to get a question from one of the females that she will say, Divya, is it safe? Because this is usually I get. This is safe as long as you are professional in your approach, right? So you write, dear so-and-so, and how are you? This. The moment you get some wrong signals, it's same with males and females as well. The moment you get the wrong signals, you get the option to block people. I'll show you how to block, right? You can even report some people who are intruding too much into your privacy. So for example, we go here, we click here, Shraddha Sharma. Hypothetically, I'm showing you, right? So here you get remove connection or report or block. Right. So sometimes what happens is when I send about my, LinkedIn personal brand building training programs information to people, some of the people mark me as spam because I mean, it's people's choice, right? So if 5 people have marked your content as spam, your message, inbox message as spam, LinkedIn will become more conscious. This will start imposing restrictions on you, right? So you got to be careful who are you sending messages to? You got to be very careful. Remember, I told you that, I can tell you from my mistakes, and these mistakes everyone commits. They commit their own mistake, they learn from their own mistakes. Okay, so do you have any questions? I would like to take one or two questions. Do we need a premium paid membership? Well, 39% of LinkedIn's member, let's say if LinkedIn has got 100 members, 39 take paid membership voluntarily. Because initially I told you people come to LinkedIn with a clear-cut objective. So let's say if you want to do job search, you will opt for paid membership. If I am an entrepreneur, I'll opt for Sales Navigator. If somebody wants to connect people globally on a larger scale, then they'll opt for LinkedIn Business, right? So this is up to them. So you can take, I have seen value addition by taking paid membership. Another formula I want to tell you is if you want to increase your connections, then you can try paid membership for 1 month. LinkedIn doesn't charge anything. Remember the date, mark it on calendar just before 2 days end. And if you're not in a position to pay and you don't want to take that paid service, then LinkedIn is giving you a free trial. So during that time, you can expand your circle of network. You can increase your connections. Otherwise, you just get 100 connection requests per day. Somebody want to ask question? Somebody's mic is on. P.S. Patel, I think your mic, okay. Okay, right. Can you tell me premium secret? Because I use premium, so just want to know. Okay, so what I propose is for premium memberships, I'm not getting any, promotion incentive. For premium memberships, because we have very limited time, I have some very special features you can use, so you can get to talk to me separately, right? What's the disadvantages of not using premium account? There's no disadvantage. Or just connection process will become little slower. People who have premium this thing specifically for increasing their connections are able to take advantage. Like in my Sales Navigator, I got up to 5,000 connections I could build quickly, right? Here you get 100 limit per day. On Sales Navigator, I just used to keep sending messages to people globally, and in Sales Navigator you get to find out anybody on earth who's on LinkedIn. You can find out them. You want to find out IBM's CEO on LinkedIn, you may not be able to search necessarily on free version from here, but on paid services you can do that. So that's the version. Okay, do you need premium? Okay, any other question you have? Otherwise we'll proceed ahead. Got to cover so much. Okay, let's proceed, right? Now let me come to experience section, right? So this is 914 searches. You can see how many searches are you coming in. So you can accordingly adjust your profile and search the keywords. I mean, write the keywords so that you start appearing in right searches, right? If you're a HR head and you're writing more about your past marketing experience, then maybe people will start looking for you for more marketing keywords, right? So that's what you have to rethink about it. Okay, so let's proceed ahead. We'll talk about this thing later. So now I want to show you just one thing in your each, experience section. Mention numbers, mention quantifiable achievements. People are keen to know the kind of projects that you have done. Mention key competencies, and please do add loads of photographs, right? Why? If you see, these are about 16 years old photos. These are 20 years old photos, but I have added them all because this builds your credibility. For example, this is very old photograph. I was delivering a training program at pharma company. So this builds a credibility about you that this person has not come out of blue moon. He's been here consistently performing. So in the photographs, people are not interested to ask you whether you were delivering training or you were taking training. You have just added few things here. That's it, right? So you can add some photographs. It will look more colorful, more fulfilling. Now let's consider volunteer experience. If you want to go global on LinkedIn, which you will in due course of time, you got to add volunteer experience. Some of you may say, well, Divya, I don't think so. We have done any volunteering. Now there's a key difference of thinking in Western versus Eastern world. Western world के लोग क्या सोचते हैं कि volunteering is something that everybody needs to do. ईस्टर्न वर्ल्ड के लोग सोचते हैं अरे ये तो जिंदगी का हिस्सा है, दान पुण्य करना, सेवा करना, मदद करना, इसको क्या दिखाना, isn't it? But in the Western world, my kids are studying in Canada, right? So in the Western world, they train them to showcase their voluntary work, right? And it is all right. So what you got to do is, in order to create influence globally, you got to think wherever you have done some good work, some social work, name it as a project. For example, just yesterday somebody approached me and he said, मेरे को ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा दिव्या, how do I show my experience? Is it okay if I talk in Hindi? I mean, if someone doesn't know Hindi, please let me know. I'll continue with the entire stuff in English. Okay, so he said, I am a street dog lover and I have been helping street dogs. So I told him, you name it as a project. Project Dog Care. That's it. So name it as a project Dog Care. Think how many dogs have you served so far and what's your vision for future to serve more dogs? How can you be a value addition if somebody wants to come to you looking forward to help for their dogs? So then he wrote the entire stuff, thought over it, and then added. That's it, right? Again, I'm insisting, be authentic, but sometimes you just forget, what good things you have done. Think over it and rewrite. Okay, so let's proceed ahead. Now in skills and endorsements, I had committed the biggest mistake of my life. Greed. We are all greedy to some extent. Maybe I became too much greedy in the initial beginning when I was on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn gives you 3 skills to be showcased to the world. What I said, yeah, 3 is not enough. I want to perhaps club 3 into 3 categories, and this way I'll be able to showcase my 9 skills to the world. That was a big mistake. Now what's happening is show hosting, keynote speaking, motivational training. Now, people get confused. Where do I endorse Divya, right? Then business, entrepreneurship, business excellence training. Too confusing. But then this can't be undone now. If I undo it, all those endorsements are gone, right? So you got to be careful. Okay, now final part of this thing, profile is recommendation. After that, we'll come to networking, how to build connections globally, successfully, and we'll come to content, lot to cover, right? So in recommendations, you got to see that recommendations are forever. Let's say you're a coach, you get some feedback or testimonial from somebody, you put it on your site. Maybe tomorrow you change your site or something else happens, your testimonials are gone. You take something on piece of paper, give feedback forms to people, they feel gone. But what about if you reach out to people, your juniors, your seniors, your clients, your vendors, your teachers, anybody whom you think you have added value in the past, right, consistently, then you reach out to them and they are on LinkedIn, ask them to write a recommendation. Now, recommendation writing is easy and difficult both. Why easy? Because anybody can think of you, what value addition you had done and write. And difficult is like, for everybody writing is difficult, right? So what you can do is, do you want to know 2 strategies for it? If you write yes, then I'll tell you the 2 strategies. You see, I want to engage you so that you're not sleepy in this session. Great. We'll proceed ahead. Okay, so one strategy is that you write them a recommendation request mentioning that I want you to write about these aspects. What value addition did you think I added to you, right? I gave to you, number 1. Number 2, where do you think I am competent, more competent than others? Number 3, why would you recommend me to the world, right? So if you can write them this message, for example, when I wanted to take from Ratna Swami, he is the founder of ThyroCare, right? So I wanted to take his recommendation, so I can show you the kind of message I had sent. Rathina Swami. this is what I had written. Would you please write me a recommendation mentioning what value did I add, uh, or your of your group of Midna people? I had conducted a session for them. How do you think it will help your organization, and why should I be recommended to other industry associations or community groups to build visibility, credibility, and desirability? Simple. So when you want to ask people to write recommendations for you, you also got to write like this. Or second thing, if you're close enough to that person and he says यार जो तुमको समझ में आती है वो तुम लिख दो, मैं उसके ऊपर कॉपी पेस्ट करके भेज दूंगा, do not do this mistake at all. People will come to know that this is inauthentic recommendation, right? Because recommendations are forever and this will leave a very bad impression about you. What you should do instead is, you should tell them, okay, you speak what you want to speak about me, I am recording, that's it, and I'll type your words and send it to you. Then you make little changes what you want to make and then send it to me. Simple. I'll repeat it. Let's say I reach out to you. You are the HR head of a company. I say, would you love to write recommendation? You would say, yeah, I would, but thinking is a difficult thing. So I'll say, hang on. I'm recording this call, and please now speak what you think was best thing about me. Where did I add value? Why would you recommend me for the world, right? For other leaders. Then you'll say, okay, Divya, I found this. Now, are you getting? So I'll record it, I'll write it for you, and then you can make little changes, your own language, and send it to me. And that's how recommendation is done. Did you find it useful? If you write yes, then I am going to tell you more strategies, practical like this. Thank you. You see, when you write yes, actually I get break, you know. So thank you. Okay, now why should you give recommendations? You have taken recommendations. When you give recommendations to people, your image as a giving leader, as a giving authority, or as a giving person actually accentuates your brand, right? So you should be giving recommendations. Whom to give recommendations? Give recommendations to your juniors liberally. Give recommendations to your seniors liberally, because they are the ones who are going to get you next level growth opportunities. You never know when, right? Give recommendations to your clients liberally. Give recommendations to your vendors liberally. Give recommendations to your teachers, your students, anybody. So same thing applies to both giving and taking. But you should be giving whoever asks for recommendation, and if you think has added value. Now, how to say no to a recommendation? Sometimes people will just approach, you know, I'm being approached day in, day out by people whom I don't know. They say, can you write me a recommendation? So how to say no is, you tell them that I am not sure that I'll be able to do justice to a recommendation written for you, because I do not clearly see where the value was added, right? Or I mean, I just can't write a recommendation because I mean, I can't recall how the value was added, and perhaps it will not be able to do justice, right? Now, I'll tell you something. LinkedIn doesn't like you scratch my back, I scratch your back. So whoever have you given recommendation to, please do not go out and tell them, look, I have given you recommendation, now you give me recommendation. Please do not do this mistake, right? So once somebody has given you recommendation, do not go out and tell them, now I can give you recommendation. So if you are given recommendation, do not take. If you have taken recommendation, do not give. That's a clear rule. However, after 6 or 7 months, you can give that person a recommendation if you want, right? So there will be a gap. Okay, somebody's camera is on. Let's proceed ahead. Now let's come to content first, and then we'll talk about networking in the last. Now, what is content, right? And why should you start creating image? There are 3 pillars of VCD. One is your profile. We have spoken enough at length on profile. Now let's talk about content, and we'll talk about networking. Second pillar is content. Content is what you think, your ideas, vision, perspective, right? Anything, what you speak, your words, your experiences, your expressions, what you feel, your feelings, emotions, and your actions. When you represent these four things, thinking, speaking, feelings, and actions, into 5 different ways. Either you represent ideas through written text, graph, or picture, or audio or video. Either you express your feelings through text, graph, picture, audio, or video. Or you share your actions that you have done, your contributions, your projects through written, audio, video, text, image, graph, whatever. So anything you express through these four things in 5 formats is what is called content. Let me give you an example. Everything under the sun is an input for content. For example, I am taking this water. I was feeling thirsty, right? And I quenched my thirst. So that's a piece of content when I write in 2-liners. When you are thirsty, drink water. When you are thirsty for knowledge, attend a webinar. One piece of content over, right? So this water bottle became the content, right? Then you'll say, okay, Divya, is fan a content? Is AC a content? Is fridge a content? Everything under the sun is content if you can express that input by means of audio, video, written, text, image, or graph. That's it. It's as simple as that. So when somebody says content is the king, I would like to correct the line, good content is the king. So some people say, Divya, I can't make my videos like Ankur Warikoo does, right? So fine, you write 2-liners. So now I'm going to show you some content pieces that are selling like hotcakes on LinkedIn. And you can start thinking, what kind of content will you start showcasing? Content is the only thing that will distinguish you besides your profile. Fine, somebody has come to your profile, they'll forget in some time. But if you are visible, remember I told you in the initial beginning, जब मेरा टारगेट ऑडियंस अपने मोबाइल पे है तब मैं उसके मोबाइल पे हूँ. That's the single target, right? So that can happen only through content. So this is Nathan SV. Since you're from HR field, so I'm showing you some HR examples. He's the Chief Talent Officer of Deloitte India, right? So he writes to, now you must be wondering, Divya, he doesn't have a banner. Come on, he has already established so much credibility. Even if he doesn't follow rules, it's okay for him. But for us, we are building credibility using some rules and regulations, right? So this is what. He just writes 4-liners and he has got 246,000 people following him, which is humongous figure on LinkedIn, right? So just 4-liners, 5-liners, and he writes his experiences, but he never writes this happened in Deloitte. That's against company practices. So what he instead writes is, once my mentor said. Now we don't know who's his mentor, right? But he just wants to share some ideas, perspective, and he has taken to the written form of content. You see, written form of content. Now let's see another example of content. Ankur Warikoo. He has switched to mostly, see, he has written his brand statement. So some people have clearly written their brand statement on, their banner. Do epic shit. Okay. So this is what he does. 1 or 2 minutes videos. Sometimes he posts something like this. 1 or 2 minutes videos mostly. That's it. And he's got 7,79,000 people following him. Now, let me tell you one secret. Please fill your 30,000 connections as soon as possible you can. I've not still filled. I'm still reaching 23,000. It does take time, a year and a half, maybe 2 years, for some people 3 years. But make the target, because after 30,000 is the game changer for you. Once 30,000 is achieved, you have to go to settings section. There you click on the follow button, and there you will start getting huge number of followers. But if you straightforward click to follow button, your followers will not increase, right? It just has to fill in 30,000 first. Okay. So similarly, another piece of content. So these are some great people who are using LinkedIn to their fullest. They are leveraging LinkedIn. I'm showing you different styles of content, right? So sometimes she's just writing one single liners. Sometimes she's writing in, solution problem format. Sometimes she's sharing videos. Sometimes she's sharing who is she appearing with on webinars. So it's a mixed content. This is called a mixed content, right? Now, this is content creation. When you make something original of you. Now, let me share with you the example of content curation. You may say, Divya, my God, I don't have time to create my own content initially. Can you tell me easy formula, right? So you want to know easy formula? Write yes. I'll take break. Please write yes. Okay. So this is what is called content curation. Shubhangi Salvi. Now, I have shown so far all those big authorities in the industry. You may say, no, they have reached at that level. That's why they have so many followers. This is a girl with designation as HR executive, and she has got mind-blowing 3 lakh people following her on LinkedIn, which is humongous. And she doesn't create a single piece of content. All she does is content curation. That means taking somebody else's content, curating it, and putting it to your thing. So far, LinkedIn is not that strict that, why are you taking somebody else's, content? This must be copyrighted, this and that. So far, everything is all right. But in due course, LinkedIn will stop imposing, it will start imposing restrictions, right? So imagine 684 likes and 34 comments, and she doesn't even reply to comments. I haven't seen her responding to comments. So she's built that kind of a following through her sheer content curation. Not even a single piece is added. Now let's understand the power of networking and sharing content on LinkedIn, right? I didn't know Shubhangi Salvi. She already had so many people. So sometimes we underrate. I mean, she is already so full of 30,000 connection. She might not connect. But somehow I sent her a connection request and this got accepted. Now, after 2-3 months of our connection, she didn't know me. I didn't know her. We never spoke. She sends me a private message, writes that there is a manufacturing company in Maharashtra and they want a branding expert for their company, right? So I'm recommending you, Divya, because I've seen your content on LinkedIn. Now, can you see the power of content? Without even knowing her, I was recommended without even speaking with her. Now, second example is I get a message from LinkedIn's sales director, and he connected me to Ernst and Young's, one of the directors, and he wrote to her that this is Divya Shlokam and she is a brand expert helping people on using LinkedIn, and please take her support. Though I have not taken any business from her, right? Any services from her. So still he is recommending me. Can you see the power of being visible for the right reasons? So when you think of content, always think of value addition. What this girl is doing, sheer value addition in people's life through inspiration, right? So if you do it day in, day out, without even thinking how many likes are coming, how many comments are coming. Yesterday I was delivering a session and, told everything about value addition, told everything what we are covering today. And finally, a person asked me a question, Divya, how do we go viral on LinkedIn? So again, my answer was just focus on value addition, just focus on your target audience. Do you see? You will become viral one day or other. There's no need to become viral on LinkedIn. And second important thing is you never know who's looking at your content. I get regular messages. I can show you in my inbox regular messages from top industry leaders. Some of them have written that, Divya, we cannot comment on your post because of our restrictions, right? So some companies have put restrictions on social media, but we love your posts. Keep adding value to the world. So that's the power of value addition in your content. So guys, so far we have spoken about VCD, we have spoken about power of influence, we have spoken about LinkedIn profile, we have covered almost 75% of content, right? So we'll cover content for some more time, and then we will cover the networking part, which is the most important pillar. So would it be okay if it goes up till 6 o'clock? If you write yes, then I'll take liberty to tell you more secrets.
It's already 6:45.
Sorry, I mean, how much? I mean, 2 hours we were given. So are we okay?
We
Yes,
were
people
given
are
one
saying
and a
yes.
half hour.
Okay, fine. So let's quickly cover up more things. Now we have understood the power of content. How do you, if you do not want to do anything for the time being, how do you do next strategy so that you become more visible and credible? Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V is known to be the father of social media. So what he says about content engagement, now we have come to third part. Initially we did content creation, then content curation, then engagement. He said, what I used to do was about 8 years back, he's sharing, what I used to do was I used to go to all leaders' posts on social media, on Twitter or everywhere, and I used to read their post. I used to add my value there by sharing my thoughts, my perspectives, and my insights on that topic. He used to do it for 13 hours a day, day in, day out, consistently. He said he did it for 7 years. Numbers may be wrong. He might have done it for 4 years, but the point is he did it consistently over a period of time, right? So that's the power of content engagement. How do you engage on content? There are two ways. One is you go pick and choose those industry leaders, LinkedIn top executives, LinkedIn top voices, LinkedIn influencers, or whoever you think has got a lot of visibility and credibility in the marketplace, and you resonate with them. You go and start adding value through comments. So initially you will have to go to their profiles, individual profiles, click here, see their post, and start adding comments, right? This way your immediate visibility will be boosted. You will see that the day you have added comment and other people have also commented on your comments, you have got more profile views. I'll tell you how. Okay, so this is what I want to show you, a live example of how to build your visibility globally. So Simon Sinek had given 2 minutes video on mentorship. I went to his post, added my value. I wrote about what according to me is mentorship. I gave examples of autobiography of yogi. I gave examples of gurus versus shishyas in India. And I got 27 likes, which is a huge figure, and 8 replies. If you go to other people who had replied to him, very few people have got 21 likes. Somebody have got 7 likes and all that. So what does it do is, people go to comment section and they see who has added what. So this is how you get global reach, right? Now people have started commenting on my post regularly, so they know Divya is global. So if we start commenting on her post, add our value, so we'll get global reach. And they call me up and they tell them, yeah Divya, I could see the difference, I've seen, right? So this is one way of adding value and being visible and becoming credible. Another is tag people, tag leaders, tag me. I am open to tagging, right? But before tagging, take permission. How do you tag, right? So let's say I post today, right? Value addition is what we are all here for. Born to do, right? This is what, then I have added hashtag. Just add 3 hashtags, right? Hashtag has got its own science. So you write value addition, it will already give you this hashtag. Then you write leader, matching hashtags you can write. Some people also debate that we should do, most famous hashtags. So perfectly fine. Social media presence. Then what I do is I post it here, and you should be liking your own content first. Fall in love with your own content. Like it first, then people will start writing. Then go, then tag. Like I have taken permission of these guys. Raj Gupta. Then, right? For example, I'm tagging these two guys just to give you an example, right? So what happens is when you tag people, I mean, you have to take their permission. You have my permission to tag me. But when you tag people, what happens is it reaches out to them. It builds their visibility, their credibility. And when they like and comment on your post, it builds your visibility and credibility in their network, in their network. So this is a value addition we are doing to each other, right? Okay, so we have covered so much about content today. Start creating content. If not, then start curating it. If not, then at least you must all be engaging on industry leaders' content, right? That's the way to quickly build your visibility and credibility. You can start engaging on my posts. These are a lot easier to do that. Now let's shift to networking, the final part of it, and then we'll take some question and answers. When you do connections with people, how do you search global people, right? For example, I want to, add value to Finland professors. Finland professor. So I go here, I type professor Finland. Here I see these guys, but in your free version, it will give you limiting search options. In our paid version, when I go by, Sales Navigator, I'm able to search anybody on the earth, right? So they give a lot of search options also. So you start connecting with them and send them a private message, personal message. I have made a generic message that, hey, I am a global business show host. I invite people for this. So I get 80% success rate in my connection request. You design your own message. So you got to think a little bit about it. Once you have done that, then select a few people whom you want to network with. Now let's understand what networking is quickly. Networking is working in a net, working in a net. Now me and you are networking with each other. So we are working in that network. Network is not selling, right? We are just persuading each other about our idea, perspective, and vision. So when you write a mail to people to network, what is happening is, for example, I would like to show you how practically I network, right? So there is a country called Trinidad. So this is a global chief executive, and he has sent me that, he wants to connect with me. Otherwise, what I do is, like, I have clearly written the agenda for this networking talk, right? So this is what I share, that 2 minutes introduction, 2 to 5 minutes intro of your background, 2 to 5 minutes intro of my background, 5 to 7 minutes your perspective, next course of action you want to think. So you can ask them, okay, you write about your industry perspective. In the conversation, you tell about your industry updates, and for 5-10 minutes, I'll tell about my industry updates. You see, so this is how you have to write to global leaders. They are so focused on the time frame. They say, okay, You want to talk for 10 minutes? I'll only give you 10 minutes. Finish. And never talk about 20 years back what you did, right? Always talk fresh. Always give latest perspective to people. Do not bush around, I was this, I was that. What you are today, you tell them. And give them the perspective. Add value through your conversation. For example, let's say we saw one Sumi Motherson's HR head, right? This is what I recall. So if I have to talk to this gentleman, I'll send a message to him. Hello, it was great, connecting with you, and I'm glad to have a networking, you know, call with you. And during the call, I prefer to introduce each other, and I would love to know about industry updates in your industry with respect to best HR practices. And in my time, I would love to give you orientation about personal branding for HR heads. So this way, we both will be able to add value to each other. I hope this suits you. If you're interested to go ahead with a networking call, let's call up, right? This is my WhatsApp number. That's it. It's as simple as that, but you will have to take initiative for, connecting with global people, right? That's what you got to do. I network with 2 leaders every day. So 700 leaders worldwide I'm connected every year, personally, talking. Okay, so this is what. Now, do you have any other questions and answers? What I want you to do is, please write me a personal message on LinkedIn about your feedback. How did you find the training? What value add did you find? What specific strategies are you going to implement? Why would you recommend me to others? That will be a great gift from your side for me. Any questions? So we can take up questions. And Shefali, I hope I have not taken much time.
No, I think we will
Yeah,
have more
great.
time.
So this particular word I would like to take, I'm very poor in posting. I do understand and I appreciate your honest concern. Then you start with content engagement. Start adding your perspective. Never in engagement write very good post, wonderful, fabulous. People will ignore. Always add your 50 cents. Write 2-liners, 3-liners of what you perceive about that post, right? And if you are still not able to do that, then content curation. Pick up content from somewhere else, copy paste it onto your timeline, express 2 or 3 lines of yours. That's it, right? So this is how you can start. Put some engaging stuff. I have been a part of NCC 5 years, so I can add it as volunteering expert work. Very good, you can add it. And also mention in volunteering work details. What did you learn in NCC? How did it help you? What kind of leadership position you undertook informally, or whatever you want to write. Do mention details, right? I have been, okay. Does lead generation tool work fine? Lead generation is very good way for LinkedIn. You have different strategies for lead generation. You can do that. Sales Navigator for lead generation is one of the ways we use. Okay, thank you, Divya. It was very value adding session. Thank you so much. You seem to be filled with a lot of knowledge. This caused you going auto stretch mode at times. Okay, thanks a ton, Divya, for all the LinkedIn. It helped. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Please do not forget to write me a private message and give me your feedback. Thank you. If somebody wants to consult with me personally, I'm open to do that. Take care. Thank you. Yeah, you can accept all the requests initially till you reach 30,000 connections. Ideally, you should accept. I mean, unless it is a big spam, you should accept all the requests. It was really nice, helpful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shefali. Shall we close the session?
Yes, thank you so much, Divya. And I would just request if Mr. Tyagarajan is still there, sir, can you just close the session by expressing your views? I've unmuted you. I think he logged out by...
Yeah, perfectly fine.
chance. No,
okay.
He's there. Sir, I've unmuted you in case you can speak few words.
Never mind.
So I think his audio has a problem. No problem, Divya. So thank you so much for this wonderful session. And again, I had some learnings for myself. Thank you, audience, for joining us today. Thank you so much. Thank you.